Good morning. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady. I'm coming on again today as I just had a very interesting conversation with Merlin. So, again, excuse my voice. I'm clearing out a lot of stuff. So, some of this is my voice as well. I wanted to give you an update as well on. So let's hope that's a bit better. I had my earbuds in and I thought I could record with my earbuds in, but it wasn't working for me. So I wanted to give you a quick update. I did come on quickly on Monday, today's Wednesday, to say that the Dragons had had me to rest on Sunday as I'd had a lot of lower back pain, which I then realized was my base chakra was letting go of a lot of old junk. That's what I heard this morning. And I mentioned as well that I've been working very closely with my solar plexus, birthing a lot of new things, clearing out a lot of the old, and in turn, my base chakra decided it was also time to let go. I also was listening. I went out this morning for a quick appointment, and I was listening to Amanda Ellis from the UK, and she was talking a lot about Merlin. And then I suddenly realized that there's a lot of people talking about Merlin. And if you have caught me at any time, but certainly if you've read my book, and there's another plug for my book, I wrote a chapter in a book. I talk about how Merlin has been with me for over 30 years. He's my guide, he's my connector. And I'm like, I actually haven't heard from him. There's also those of you that are on Dragon Thunder. Kevin Humphreys has written a book on him. I mean, everywhere I turn, there's Merlin, Merlin, Merlin. So I was like, so what's up, Merlin? Often he's very chatty. He did say you can easily go onto your device. You've got to remember, he's centuries old. He says, go on your device and you can just speak my message. I'll channel through you, which is something that I haven't done that much. But he assures me I can actually channel him. But he also gave me a lot of information while I was waiting for my appointment, or actually on my drive over, he was chatting to me and giving me a message, which I actually wrote down, which is also some prompts for me to talk about as well. But I did wonder, I was asking him, so I actually said, why Merlin now? Why is Merlin, if you've watched Amanda Ellis, she's talking about the Knights of the Round Table, Camelot, King Arthur, Merlin being around some royalty. If you haven't seen her, jump onto YouTube and catch some of her very interesting. How she's a psychic and she channels a lot of famous people that have passed, and certainly Princess Diane and those people. But it was interesting, her take on what Merlin was doing. So I wanted to check in with him, and I will read you his message. As I have actually been purposely focusing on my base chakra, I have found that this is very old stuff that I'm actually getting rid of, which is a great relief, because I've been hanging on to this for many years, and sometimes it does it for me. It takes somebody to literally say, you're not going to move, or you are not going to walk around until you clear that out. It's not serving any purpose. It's a lot of space there, and you can do a lot more once you've got rid of that stuff. So I listened, and it happened. So let me just read you this channeled message that I got like an hour ago. So this is Merlin talking to me. So I asked, why Merlin now? The Merlin energy is rising to meet the needs of many humans and dragons. Although I have been around for many centuries, I am many things to many people. You, dear sister, I am connected as both dragon and Merlin. You know me as your connector. if you've heard me speak about Merlin, he appeared to me and told me that he would connect me to many, many things. I didn't know at the time what that was, but he has connected me to all of the beings and ascended masters that I've channeled. So he is the connector himself, but he is my connector. He says connector. I not only connect you to other beings, energies, or dragons, but I support you as you connect to many, as you connect many to their knowledge, their memories of being ancient. This is a new connection for you. Your gifts have grown, and now you are opening to your ancient gifts of lives past, present, and lives future. I have always been your guide in many lives. In many lives, you were my dragon, you were my scribe, you were my scholar. We have had many paths crossed. But, dear sister, this lifetime is where you bring your magic. You shine with the stars. You come from many planets and star systems. You are ancient, just like me. We will travel many lifetimes, but not just here. So that goes along with, I generally don't connect with loved ones that have passed in my channeling. Since I've accepted that I was a channel. That's not who I channel. I don't channel loved ones that have passed. But a few months ago, one of my sons is also extremely psychic, and he said, "Mom," I mean, this is sort of our normal conversation. "Mom, your dad has been trying to get your attention, and he says you're not paying attention, but he needs to speak to you." And I was like, "Well, what's so urgent that he wants to speak to me?" When my dad wants to get my attention, he throws pennies. This has been, my father actually has been gone over 50 years. He was 60 and died suddenly of a heart attack, and I was in my late 20s. So he's been gone more years than almost more years than I've been alive. And he's been missed every day. I was very connected to my dad. But he eventually, I have learned that I can connect with him. And one of the ways is when he just wants to let me know he's around is pennies. I mean, I'm not just meaning one or two. I mean, handfuls of pennies in my laundry, everywhere. And I just have to say, yeah, thank you, Dad. I know you're around. Thank you. So I've asked before, can I connect with people that have passed over? And they were like, of course you can. If you're a channel, you can channel. So I connected to my dad, and this reminded me of what he told me. And he, as I said, he's been gone for about 50 years. And in all that time, and from my understanding, when you're on the other side, there's no time. So he doesn't know it's been 50 years. But he said, it's my time to return. And that means that if I return and spend more time on Earth, I'm not going to be able to connect to you as frequently as I've been able to while I've been on this side. Apparently he's been very busy while he's been on the other side, done a lot of work, but he said his time was up. It's time for me to go back down, was his words. It's time for me to go back down. He said, this is how he explained it to me, my energy will still be there. You'll still be able to connect with my energy, because whether I choose to go back or not, I am just an energy, but it will be there. And there will be times that you will see pennies, and there will be times that you'll know I'm around, but I am choosing to bring my soul into another body. And I was like, that is fascinating. And then when Merlin said that we will travel many more lifetimes, but not just here, I have said for many years that I'm going to get it right this time. As most of us know, we're on this journey. We need to, finish up all those things that we haven't achieved. And I think one of the big ones for me is this getting rid of all this stuff I've been holding in my base chakra. But I know that I'm not coming back here. So that is sort of whether that's my choice or not, I just know. I have said it for years. I've said, this is the last time I'm choosing to come to Earth. As we know, Earth is an experiment. We choose to come here to learn many lessons, and I'm hoping I've resolved most of those lessons. If I do find myself back here, I'll probably be repeating the same thing and saying, this is my last time here. Maybe I've done it before as well. But that message from Merlin reminded me that when we choose not to come to Earth, we can go to other places, other planets, other galaxies. And if you've caught me before, you've also heard me say that there's a large incoming dragons. They're probably going to be here within, and I'm seeing also people are posting, interestingly, they're posting that they're seeing this new vibrant energy of dragons that are new, that are coming here. They're not new, they're they're ancient and they're new. This is what they've always told me. They're very ancient, and there's some very new dragons coming in, but we're going to see them first as the colors. And a lot of people are posting rainbows, and they're coming in on these, on all sorts of energy. The storm dragons are bringing them in. They're coming in on the rivers that are flowing in, on the storms. They are coming from many, many galaxies and planets, and they're going to be here by the spring equinox, which I believe is in a few weeks. So keep a lookout for in the night sky. That's what they're telling me now. The night sky, we can see them. I often see sky dragons, and I certainly see a lot of storm dragons. I'm here in the northeast of the United States, and we've had an interesting winter. Today it's, again, almost spring-like, with rain. So, there's a lot of incoming dragons. And I think that's why Merlin is why people are feeling Merlin around them, because he gets very excited. He can be a dragon as well. So he often shows me himself as Merlin the dragon. And I've also seen him many times and in fact, he's here now showing me he's got the pointed hat, the long grey beard. I actually have a picture of him over here as well. But that's how I first saw him, was standing very tall in the woods with the staff in his hand, long flowing robes, the wizard. And I didn't think there was anything. It was, when I think back to that, I didn't even think that was strange, that I was walking in the woods and I'm hearing this man talking to me. And when I met him, I was like, oh, it's Merlin. So he's telling me, well, no, I wouldn't be surprised, because he's been with me in other lifetimes as well. So that was what I wanted to come on. He was really encouraging me to jump on and explain why more people are talking about him, because he's not just here, but he's everywhere. And again, it's like I said about how my dad explained that his energy print, like his footprint, is still here. That's Merlin. Merlin's here in the past, present, and in future. And it's that footprint, because we just borrowed these bodies. We're experiencing human life in a body so that we can experience that, and that was our choice. I'm sure there are times that we sit down and think, why did I choose that? But our memory is wiped. When we come here, we come with a plan, but then as we're born, we're given amnesia. So we do not remember what the reason was. And it's only, I found, as I've got older these past 10 years, that I'm beginning to have those memories. And that's what Merlin refers to as, I'm waking up to my ancient. That there's a lot of us that came here for a purpose, but we're waking up to the gifts of the ancients. So stay tuned for more on that. I also wanted to, so at the end of last year, I actually was published in a chapter in a book called Transformational Triumphs. I just wrote a chapter in that book called Dragons It Is Then, and I talk about my connection with Merlin. So if you're interested in buying that, it's $25, and I will ship it to you. You will get it's signed by me and a message from the dragons, or Merlin, or whoever shows up for your message. So if you're interested, check me out on www.eastcoastdragonlady.com, and I will be back again. Have a good rest of the day.